Okay, in this video we're going to be stepping out from funnels and we're gonna explain you a little bit more what CSS means. Now, most likely you're not gonna use it, but you already have seen it in a few places where it tells you, hey, put over there like a CSS code, CSS over here, over there, and you may be wondering, okay, now I need to learn CSS and everything else. Let me explain you first what CSS means. So according to Google, because I don't memorize what CSS is, it stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Basically, it's just to give the style of a site. So if you have either a website or a funnel or anything, everything that is basically the style, meaning the corner over here, the color over here, even the font size, the color of the font, this green over here, this icon, this one that it has to be moved to the left, this one that is left too, over here this button that is center, this one that is center, everything that's related to the format is managed by CSS. So I open it over here, our site, just to give you an example. Now, you don't have to do all these things. I just want to explain you a little bit more what CSS and its capabilities, because that's the first thing. You need to understand what exactly CSS is, so you know if you already have the tools in ClickFunnels or if you have to develop something by yourself, if you know about it, or you may have to hire someone. Because I've seen a lot of people saying, hey, I need something in CSS, but they actually don't specifically know what actually it is. They think that it's this magical code that will automate things. CSS will not automate anything. CSS is just how you format things in your website. Now, let's take a look over here. So I'm in Chrome and I really like this development tool in Chrome where I can see everything. So you see over here it's telling me a few things of the style. So if you come over here to styles, I can see here the different styles for this button. So this will be the HTML for this button, and over here I can see the different styles. So for example, in the background color, if I don't want to be orange and I want it to be the default, which I think is blue usually. So if I remove this one, you see, now it becomes blue because that's the default button. Let's say, for example, if I wanted another color, right? So I open it over here and I can just change it here. Now, changing it here doesn't mean that it's going to change on your website. Over here is just the front end where you can make adjustments to this current state, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna change your website. So don't worry if you change something over here and you think, oh no, it's gonna change on your website or something else. So let's put, I don't know, this one is codes and I have no idea. So let's put over here 255 and let's see what color it is. You see, pink color. Now I can change over here. That's basically CSS. CSS allows you to control all this formatting and everything. But why coming over here to the code when you can come directly into ClickFunnels, and when you have the button, you can specify over there the color, you can specify the shape and everything else. So let's come over here to edit page, and I'm gonna show you some of the capabilities that we already explored before, but you have it there. So rather than going into the code and trying to figure out what's the code for pink color or what's the code for green or anything else, ClickFunnels already have everything built upon there to make it easier for the user. So if you want to, for example, have a shadow on your button, or if you want to have, let's say, a border with a different color, you can just come over here, you click the button, and then you come over here to the settings. And in the settings, you can change over here the background color just by clicking it over here and selecting any of the predefined colors, or you can select any custom color over here. Let's say I want that color. So you don't have to do any type of coding. Over here they already do all of that for you. If you come even here to advanced, you can see that you will have even more features to what I mentioned. For example, let's take a look what we have here. Let's see, for example, the corners. So right now it's 3 pixels. I don't know if you realize it's a little bit kind of like corner. It's not like a square shape. You can make it bigger, like 15 pixels. You see, now it looks more. All of that is controlled by CSS. Over here, you don't need to know all those things. If you want the text to have some type of shadow, we can add over here, and you can add a dark shadow. And then you see, it's very light. I mean, you're not gonna go crazy over here because it's not gonna look nice. So all of that is CSS. I hope this quick tutorial on what CSS helps you to better understand what those things are. So don't get confused. Of course, you can put your own custom CSS if you come over here, custom CSS, and add over here a code to change this button number, for example, button color. And it already have over here, sometimes some of the templates already have some CSS that are custom. Most likely you're not gonna touch that, and if you plan to change something, make sure that you already don't have that capability here in ClickFunnels, and then try to search for someone who will be able to change that type of code, because you definitely need to know where you're changing, and if you don't know anything about it, it's gonna be really hard. But if you know what CSS is, you will know what to look for.